The Aftermess.
All right, it's time for another one, the Aftermess podcast. How you doing? It's Joey Boy.
What up, it's JD?
And it's Sienna. And producer Jules.
And it's Friday the 13th. Yes, no. Listen, Jules just blew my mind about what Friday the 13th. I just thought it was some made up thing about it's bad luck for Friday the 13th. 13th always been my favorite number.
Yeah.
And sometimes my birthday falls on Friday the 13th, which is in October, Halloween month, which is kind of crazy. But Friday the 13th is basically from...
So there's a couple of different reasonings. There's a lot of theories out there, but something that kind of the first one to ever come through was from the Last Supper, if you know what that is. But basically, the last person to arrive, the 13th person to arrive, was Judas. I don't know how to say his last name. Iscariot?
Oh, yeah, no, I wasn't confirming what the last name was.
I was like,
I didn't even know his last name at all.
I didn't even know he
That's
had
a
a
fun
last
fact.
name.
Yeah,
So,
I thought it was
anywho.
like one name person, like Madonna,
Seal.
Prince.
He does have a last name.
Judas.
Is Iscariot. I think I'm saying that correctly. So anyway, Judas was the 13th person to arrive, and he was also the disciple who betrayed Jesus Christ in multiple ways, which ended up leading to his crucifixion. So there is kind of the bad luck on the number 13. And then also there has been just connections with a bad luck also landing on Fridays as well. But through time, and now kind of in more modern ages, we have tried to change that. So now Fridays are being celebrated, and the number 13 is trying to be considered lucky, like Taylor Swift. So there's kind of this weird thing, but Judas was kind of the person, the 13, anyway. I don't know a lot about the religion aspect of this, so it's kind of hard to explain.
But I thought, so that's where it derived from. Friday the 13th is from Judas. So we're going to ask you the question, who's your Judas in your life, man? Mm-hmm. Who betrayed you? He betrayed Jesus Christ. So
It's
that's
tough to beat.
It's tough to beat, right? Right, Jonald?
Yeah. Do you want me to go first? Yeah.
Well,
A lot of people.
Do you have a Judas in your life? Like, again, you've heard it in movies and people call it like a Judas is someone who betrays you, right? Usually a friend, someone close in your inner circle. You call them a Judas per the Bible. Hence Friday the 13th, what I just found out from Jules. Do you have a Judas in your life, Donald Trump?
Yeah, I do. Well, I'm not going to do the character because I got to tone it down. You got to earn that character.
What?
Well, I was just saying, I'm not just going to give you the free hands. No, I remember, I think I brought this story up on air numerous times. There was one guy I was really close to, and he asked me for $500, and I was like, yeah, dude, you're my guy. And I didn't even ask what it was for. And $500 is a lot.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like $100 is not, and I was like, yeah, man.
It's not like $499. It's not like $488.
yes. Yeah.
When he called me, he sounded really in distress. And I was like, okay, well, I know he didn't do like drugs or anything like that. So I couldn't pinpoint that. And I was like, yeah, dude, I got you. And I knew he was good for the money. And he ended up not paying me back. And he was like a really close friend of mine. And he would find all these excuses of like, hey, do you have that money? And it was at a time in my life where I did not have that kind of money. Like I was definitely broke. And he just would never find a way. And I'm like, dude, you're my guy. Like I gave you this $500.
Yeah.
And he still to this day, like he still follows me on everything. And I was like, man, if you just gave me my money, I'll pretend like this never happened. But Judas.
This reminds me of a scene. Has anyone seen the movie A Bronx Tale?
No.
You ever seen A Bronx Tale?
Mm-mm.
And when stuff like that, you got rid of this bad person out of your life for $500.
Well, we did call him.
No, did we?
Mm-hmm. We called
We
him on
did.
air.
We did call
Do you
him
not
on the
remember
air.
the reasoning as to why he did not
Yes.
give you this money? I do, and you're an asshole.
What was it again? Why are we all forgetting?
Well, JD thought this guy was in Vegas gambling his money away, but no, he was at a fucking funeral.
That's right. He was at a
Oh,
funeral.
Still, at the time, Judas.
Wow.
Calls this guy on fucking air, still complaining.
Yeah.
You were literally made a fool.
JD's
You're
a
still
Judas.
complaining. Yes,
Still
JD's
Judas.
the
Yeah, no,
Judas.
JD's a Judas.
Still
You're the
Judas.
Judas.
You just betrayed him again after
Wow.
he like
JD hates Jesus.
JD hates Jesus.
Wow.
Wow.
I did forget about it.
You blocked it out of your mind. You only
I
remembered
did.
the first part of the
Well,
story.
I mean, still
Dude,
the
we
origin
did
of the
do that.
story.
We call her. You're the
called him.
asshole.
Still the origin of the story. Yes, he was Judas. And then, then he
Now
was
you
Jesus.
You're Judas.
Yeah, I guess I am kind of a... I knew it was going to get flipped on me, man.
You just expected it.
I
at
like
this
heard
point.
you starting the story. I was like waiting for you because I was like, this doesn't make sense. I've heard this story before.
He was at a funeral, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck,
Wow.
forgot about that.
Fuck you,
Wow,
bro.
okay.
Listen, I have one. Jude, I have so many Judas stories, but this one is in my first year of radio. I had a really good friend. I won't say his name. He's a big hip hop DJ out of LA. Really big. The industry knows this guy. We were really good friends. Kind of started at the same time. And I was dating a sales assistant who eventually became my first wife. While we were dating, we had a little breakup. He tried to slide in and start talking to my lady.
Ooh, did she go through with it too? Like, was
Here-
it on her end?
Here's the thing. My ex-partner in radio, he kind of overheard that he told someone at the radio station that he was interested in her. So my boy, Philla,
Mm-hmm.
Jay Philla, he's like, hey man, I heard through the hallways that XYZ, he's trying to holler at your girl. I'm like, what? This is one of my great friends. And he knew she was my girlfriend. We had broken up, but you just don't slide one of your best friends' ex-girls.
Yeah.
And we all worked at the radio station together. He was a DJ. I was in promotions. She was a sales assistant. And I told her that. And she's like, no, we're just friends. We're not together anymore. You can't tell me what to do. You're just being jealous like you always were. Like, hey, this is what I heard. That's fucked up, Ian. And they would hang out. But she thought they were just friends. They would hang out with a bunch of people. Then he finally admitted his crush on her. And she called me. She's like, hey, so you were right. He admitted that he had feelings for me. I told him there's no fucking way I would ever do that. That's so disrespectful. We eventually got back together and we got married, then divorced. But the point is, he was total Judas. He was trying to get at my girl. We were like best friends almost.
How close, though?
Really close.
Really close.
Really,
Like,
really close.
You would usually, like this person would never, right?
Yeah. No,
Like,
me and
What
him
if
got
she
really close.
secretly hooked up with him?
No, because that's why she stopped talking to him. Because she's like, Joey was right. He told me that you like me. I got in fights with him. No, we're just friends. And they never talked.
So I assume the relationship with the guy
Oh, yeah.
done.
Done. Oh,
Not
yeah.
invited to the wedding.
No, after that, just never talked to him again. And it sucks because we're really, really good friends. He's a really fucking dope hip hop DJ. He's like well respected.
Play the game. What's his name?
I can't say it. Oh, I don't want to promo him. He knows you. You know who you are, man. You know you were. You call me and apologize. Then maybe we'll talk.
Dirty dog.
Fucking Judas.
Damn.
Yeah.
Joey's
Yeah.
gonna get you.
Yeah.
After all these years.
Judas. Judas.
Guys are bad, man.
Yeah,
Like,
that's-
we're bad.
that's slime. That's slime.
You guys do
Yeah,
suck.
that's sneaky.
All right. What's your Judas story, Cienz?
The first one I think of, I feel like I have multiple, but what I'm going to go with was my freshman year of high school. This was probably the first time I've gotten in trouble by actual teachers and have been punished by teachers because I was a decent kid, I never really got caught. But I was cheating on my homework and I forgot to do it. So I asked someone, hey, can I copy off your homework? And they said, yeah. So they just handed me the paper. It was a vocabulary test, which is very imperative to the story because vocab words are the same. There's nothing to really copy. So copied the definitions of the vocab words, threw it in the bin that they had, and I got caught because they noticed that not just me, but 4 other kids also copied off of the same person's homework. And I was the only one, and this other kid got caught. And I remember just being scared shitless because I've never been called to the dean's office. I've never had the teacher sitting in there with me. My parents got called in for a meeting. And before all that happened, him and I were coordinating a plan. Hey, this is what happened. This is the story, this, that, and the other. And he said, okay. So he gets called in individually. And he rats me out. He snitched on me and just said the whole story of how, yeah, he cheated, I cheated, and all this stuff. And he just went behind me when we had this whole strategic plan.
The person that you copied off
The person that
also copied.
also copied. So,
Oh.
but we were the only 2 that got caught, and there was like 4 of the kids
What
who
was
also
what?
did it.
What was your game plan? What would you tell him to say?
I was a freshman. This was like
Okay.
2011, so it was a long time ago. But I think we were just trying to tell each other lies of like, hey, I think it was like, hey, you were in the library at the time this was submitted. I was here in this class. Like we were just trying to coordinate our alibi basically.
Right.
And then he went in talked to the dean,
Rat you
snitched
out.
me out. Yep, ratted me out. So to this day, I just see him on social media and I'm like, you little fucking snitch.
Is it an inside joke, or are you guys like not friends now?
I mean, I don't hate him, but I don't let it go. And I haven't seen him since high school, so it doesn't even matter.
She wishes he buys a new pair of shoes and he steps in a puddle.
Absolutely.
Mud
Oh
puddle.
my God.
Mud
Steps
puddle.
in dog shit.
That is so funny.
I just felt so betrayed. I was
Right.
like, we had this whole game plan. We're supposed to be partners in crime.
What was
Yeah.
the punishment?
Oh, I got detention for a week and then I was like suspended from sports or something like that. But it was like the biggest punishment so far. I was a freshman. It was like 2-3 weeks into the new school year at a new high school.
Yeah.
So I was just like distraught. I remember crying in there like,
Fucking cheat then.
Wow.
Yeah, well,
don't act like you're an angel,
I'm just
JD.
saying,
Yeah.
you learned your lesson. I'm glad you did.
I'm with you, Sienna. I cheated on a test one time, but I failed it. Still, somehow.
I don't like it. Act like you've never cheated before.
Right.
Yeah,
My
no,
teacher
I
was like,
cheated.
I'm going to get you in trouble, but you failed, so I'm just going to let
Really
it
bad.
slide. I was like, oh, okay. That works.
Wait, how do you fail while cheating?
Who
That's
did you
happened.
cheat off
Yeah.
of? Did they set you up? Are they your Judas?
I had a picture of a Scantron, and I think it was just the wrong Scantron, so I got every single one wrong. Like, I got a 0. Like, 0.
Yo, that is like a 90s sitcom. Like, yeah,
Yes.
we're going to call you guys and you guys all cheated, but you cheated wrong,
Well,
so you're
it
not
was a
in
good
trouble?
friend of mine's mom, and like we used to smoke weed in her backyard all the time, so she knew me really well. And she was
Cool
like,
mom.
"Julia, get in the hallway." And I was like, "Miss, well, I'm not gonna say your last name, but yeah." She was like, "I know you cheated on this test, but you failed, so I'm not
cheated
gonna do anything about it." And I was like, "Okay."
I know. I remember one time a friend, this was like in 4th grade, she wrote answers on her hand and she got caught because obviously she's just looking at her hand. And she told the teacher, I wrote the answers on my hand so that way I wouldn't forget them for the test. And I remember thinking, wow, that's actually a good excuse.
That's pretty fucking
I
good.
was like, wow, that was quick thinking on your feet. I was like 9. Oh, fuck.
Oh my God.
I feel like
Logic.
Sienna cheated a lot.
Oh, yeah, 2-3 weeks into
She
the
was
school
the
year
she
as
was
a freshman?
she was the pretty girl.
Ah,
pretty girls
you try
always
to,
got
you try to
pretty girl
for
privilege.
sure.
Oh,
yeah,
me?
you try to take advantage of young nerds like me.
I got nothing to lose now. I used to cheat in Spanish. I'm freaking Mexican. I don't even know my shit. And me and my friend would switch tests and he would take it for me, switch them back. Bada bing, bada
What
boom.
the fuck,
Yeah.
Sienna?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been out of high school for nearly 10 years. What are they going to do to me?
But that carries on into your actual real
I'm not even in
life.
school anymore. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but
doesn't.
you learn such valuable lessons as a young child.
I cheated a lot too.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Both of you.
Hey, big shout to Jenny Sue. Jenny, this girl that I knew since junior high. By the time I got to high school, thank you gods, for some reason I had all the hard classes with this girl, Jenny. Stereotypes are right. Guess the race. Jenny, I always found a way to sit behind her. Jenny was very, very smart. Big shout, Jenny Sue, HSU. Sat behind her. Oh boy, the lean was real. She got me through high school, bro.
Oh, I'm right there with you. This girl that I know, Christina, she calls me El Cheetor because no joke.
Sure.
Yeah, because Mr. Kane's class when I was in, I think a freshman. Shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Way to
You have a
go.
label.
Oh, she tore over here.
But I told her I was doing it.
Life.
I told her I was doing it, so it was up to her whether she was going to allow me to cheat.
Okay.
It was a
Whatever.
very difficult class. I knew I couldn't pass, so I just needed help. It's different. You just cheated. I asked for
You
help.
had a nickname like, oh, El Chitor.
Yeah, like if I called her right now, she'd be like, Cheetor.
That's,
Yeah. One class. Sorry, Mr. Kane.
You're still friends with her?
Yeah.
Call her right now.
She's good people.
Yeah, call her right now. See if she says it. He had a fucking name. How's he calling you
funny.
out?
Such
So
a hypocrite.
funny. I know.
Yeah.
JD, I had to beat your ass.
Like, so I actually have a nickname. I
know.
fucking cheated.
If you have a nickname El Chitor, you cheat quite often.
Quite often.
Yeah, Jesus.
All right, hold on. I think this is her.
Do you have a nickname for her? You trying to figure it out?
Yeah.
Hold on.
El Smator?
She's an El Ensor.
Okay, I found her number. I was
All
just
right.
double checking to make sure I had the right one. Okay, cool.
Let's see if
Call
she
her on
picks up.
speaker.
When was the last time you called her?
Forever ago.
She's like, I haven't spoken to her since I was 14.
This is so awesome. She
been a
picks
while.
up the phone calling you El Chitor.
I haven't called her in a while. She's gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
I hope she picks up.
I hope so.
If she doesn't say your nickname right away, just say, what did you used to call me in high school with my friends? And see if she says it.
If she doesn't, that's really embarrassing.
She has a
for
grown
you.
woman job, so I
Oh.
wouldn't be surprised if she's working right
Oh, what kind of job do you have? A little man job?
now. I have a child. Fucking. What we're doing. All right.
Aw.
Oh,
Hey.
damn.
What a letdown.
Yeah,
I
whoa.
played the game. Get off me.
So you cheated off this girl like through
All
high
the
school?
fucking time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
dude, this class.
I can't believe you right now. You're giving me so much shit.
So
trying to
much
give
shit.
me brotherly advice and all this bullshit.
Yeah, at least I
think we
take
should have a whole
accountability.
podcast just on these fucking stories.
She was
Go
prom queen.
forever.
I was prom king. Yeah, we were.
You
yeah,
were
look.
prom
Yeah,
king?
Prom king?
What?
Yeah.
Show me
Yeah.
a picture right now.
I will. It's right here. All right, so
Why
look
was
at the
this
top
never
text.
Wait,
Look at the
please,
top text. Well, I don't want to show it. But yeah.
please show me that
That's
photo
around.
that's down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, there's no fucking
Go through his
way.
phone.
Why?
He hates that.
What the fuck are you
Wait,
guys?
did you get like fucking petty votes or
Oh
something?
yeah, there it
Petty
is.
votes?
Right
Wow.
there. It's like make a wish.
You fucking wish.
But wait, can I show this photo?
Yeah, go ahead.
Elchi
man.
Tor,
Oh, wait,
you
is
were
this a
also
screenshot?
prom
No,
king.
it's-
Why is it not zooming in?
Well, it's just because we haven't texted in a long time. You know how you like can't click
Oh,
on.
here, you find it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't like people touching your phone?
Yeah, but he has all these dick pics.
Yep. JD likes boys.
Yeah, it wouldn't let me click it because it's in the thread.
Okay, I got it now. Hold on. You can go ahead. Well, do you want me to just show?
Yeah,
it?
just show
Yeah.
it.
So yeah.
Show
Zoom
it to
in
the
on you.
camera. Shoot it to
Yeah.
the camera.
Zoom in. Do I need to zoom in, Micah? Zoom out.
I don't know.
But I want you to zoom in on yourself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
if you're listening on Odyssey, you have to go to
Look
our
at
YouTube.
this
Oh my
fucking
god.
guy. You look.
So embarrassing.
Oh my gosh.
What? How's that embarrassing?
It's pretty cool.
Look at you, prom king.
Guys, I'm trying to tell you, swagoo.
That was
That
senior
was-
year or
that-
freshman year?
That was senior year.
Look at this guy
Yeah.
running the high school.
Guys,
You know you're old when you have like a literal king crown and like the cape.
from high school?
Yeah, that's not a thing anymore.
Do they not do that?
No.
I think we did in my.
Maybe not back east, hey?
Yeah, I went to
People are
high
so
school in
sensitive.
Arizona. Yeah, you did.
People are so sensitive these days. Oh, I didn't get queen or king. But the voting system would have been a lot better.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, people are too sensitive these
I think we
days.
just had no budget because I planned prom. I had to buy plastic crowns.
Ick.
Sorry, small tangent.
Oh, wow. I'm pretty impressed with JD right now.
I know. I didn't know that. Did y'all know?
I figured, well, yeah, I guess.
Why would I
would've
figure that
never-
you were prom king?
I mean, look at me, dog. Come on. Like
You
every.
peaked in high
I
school.
was gonna say that's the
I peaked in high
no
school.
way. He's definitely peaking now.
No, man, I'm telling you, dog.
No, I don't think he's peaked yet.
Heavy
Yeah.
lies
No.
the crown, guys. Heavy
Damn.
lies the crown.
That phrase works perfectly here. and I
You don't
hate
think
that.
JD is peaked yet?
I don't know.
I haven't peaked. King John is here.
Do you
dog.
think you've
Literally
peaked?
runs away from
Oh,
girls.
no.
No, not yet.
Oh, no, I haven't peaked yet.
No. Okay.
I got a beard, man. I'm out here.
He has a beard.
I
bro.
keep going up, bro.
You're right, you glow up. I've known JD 15 years.
Yeah.
And yeah, you do your trajectory right here, bro. I just don't know if it's
Slow
gonna level.
moving.
Is it leveling off though a little bit?
No,
let's keep going
Only
up.
up.
No, we going up.
Oh, we're going up.
Yeah.
Call me king.
No.
Now.
Thank you. Thanks for offering, but no.
King John
All
the
right.
First.
Who's your Judas, producer Jules?
I forgot that was a fucking question. What was I even gonna say? Well, there's one time I feel like I was Judas on myself. It was the first time
You were the Judas?
to myself. I betrayed my own person.
Oh shit.
I betrayed myself. I snitched on myself by accident. I should not. So my mom will love remembering this story. So it was the first time I ever drank alcohol ever. And I hid it from my mom, of course. I was hiding it.
Because it was hers.
No, it wasn't. There's a whole other story to how I got that alcohol. I'll get to that. So anyway, we drank this alcohol. I got home the next day. I had text messages on my phone. I did something, can't remember exactly what, that I got in trouble for. So my phone was taken away from me. I have never had more of a mental breakdown than I did in that moment because I paced around my room and was like, my mom has my phone. Is she going to go through my phone? If she does, she's going to find out, but she might not. And so I went down and snitched on myself and ended up breaking down and told her that I drank alcohol and all of this stuff. And I was underage, of course, like very much way younger than I probably should have been. But yeah, she wasn't even going through my phone. She turned it off and put it in a drawer, and I was like, oh fuck. I was like, I could have got away with this. So
Snitched on
I
yourself.
snitched on myself.
What a
and-
Judas. Judas!
Judas.
Yeah, it was not. I'm not very smart of myself. I have many other Judas stories, but they're pretty fucked.
Oh my god, that's so weird to me that the whole Judas thing is basically what Friday the 13th
I had
is.
no
Yeah.
idea.
Me
I thought
either.
it was like definitely not Halloween based, but definitely like
I thought it was Halloween based.
horror movie.
did I.
Yeah.
Ordeal, Black Cat.
Yeah,
You know,
I think it just turned into that because
Right.
it's so unlucky and
Right.
it became kind of like this like it turned into like a sinister thing because I think since like Christianity put all that unlucky with it, it kind
Yeah.
of turned into that.
Did y'all know? There it is. All right,
do you
it's
live on
time.
the 13th floor?
Huh?
anything? Would you live on the 13th floor of anything? Or are you like,
13's my lucky number.
13's my lucky number as
it's
well.
you guys don't shy away from any of that shit?
No, I don't think it's unlucky. It was the first jersey number I've given when I started playing sports, so I just went with it, and then
Yeah.
I never
I
thought it
don't
was
know.
unlucky.
Yeah.
I went to a haunted house one time in the 13th floor. Well, you have to jump off.
You have to jump off the 13th floor?
You have to jump off and you
Fuck
land on like a
that.
I have to
mattress.
sign a
Well,
waiver,
haunted
I'm
houses
sure.
do
Yeah.
Right?
I wouldn't jump off 13 feet.
I never jumped off so fucking fast in my life because
Oh
every
my
floor got scarier and
God.
scarier. You want it out.
Wait,
That's
what do you
the
mean you
only
have to
way
jump?
can leave?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
yeah,
no.
you know those like big, you like jump off and you like,
Like on a blob type
like a
ordeal?
blob. Yes.
Yeah, like
What?
a-
No
That's so dope. Where the fuck is that?
thing
at?
hanging to you just free
I
falling?
can't remember where I did that at.
Was it like a bungee thing?
No, free fall.
What the fuck?
It wasn't that high.
13 floors?
It wasn't that high.
This is 10 feet,
I think it was, I don't know.
12 feet.
There's no
there's no
Maybe
fucking
it was
way.
an illusion, like with the floor.
Yeah, there's no
Maybe.
way.
I have a feeling it was because it really wasn't that high.
Oh, yeah,
But-
that's
Oh, yeah,
definitely
you
not 13
know.
floors.
I'm like, we're cliff diving over
Yeah.
here and
Yeah,
shit.
no.
Listen, I lived in Chicago on the 12th floor, and I know how high that is. Without a bungee, you
I don't
would.
know. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
You know when you're smaller,
13
too,
feet.
things-
She jumped off the roof. Yeah. Wow. That's
was a
pretty
lot.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's a great concept.
go to
though,
haunted
like,
mansions
where you
anymore.
have to be out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the only way to get down. Jump the fuck
Such
off.
a huge insurance
out.
liability.
Yeah,
but-
that's I'm like, you have to sign a waiver. There's no way you don't.
I do remember signing a waiver.
Yeah.
Because I had to sign a waiver for another one too because they could touch you. And I had to sign
I've done
a
that
waiver.
before at Fear Farm. They
Fuck
literally
that.
grab you and pull you and
Fuck
can do whatever.
that.
I love
Yeah.
that.
I hate that shit.
That's when I was brave. I'm not brave anymore. I don't
No.
want any part of that shit.
You know they're proposing for us to do stuff like that since Halloween. Are we doing that? Or you guys are hell no with it? Or
You guys made me do it last year.
That's
I was
right.
2 months into this show and they made me go in a
Yes.
haunted house.
did you
Yeah.
go with JD? You went with
Yes.
JD.
Oh, yeah, I'll do
Motherfuckers.
anything to be touched at this
Fuck.
point. So shit. I don't even need to sign the waiver.
I
dog.
know. He's over here touching himself.
You guys can go. I'm going to dress up.
Happy Halloween.
Oh God.
Cut me in half. Who cares? Who gives a shit?
You just want to feel something.
Yeah, I just wanna-
Aw.
Aww.
I digress.
You know what you need to do?
Oh.
Stranger Hand. Bring back Stranger Hand, bro.
Oh,
Micah,
this
you know
scary.
about Stranger Hand?
Scary movie?
No. Micah,
you don't
if you
have to
ever
ask.
get...
You don't have to ask. You don't have to ask.
Ask.
What is it?
All right, here, since he asked, Micah. See, if you're getting lonely, Micah, right? You're just lonely. Your lady's not there. Your guy's not there. You know, whatever. You put your hand under your lap, your leg, until they fall asleep, until it gets numb, and then you masturbate.
What?
So it feels like a
I
stranger.
didn't even know what that was.
Oh, you don't know what Stranger
No,
Hand is?
honestly, I've watched you guys do that ever since I started, and I just go. It's probably just a weird Joey thing.
It is a weird Joey thing.
It
but
is. It is. I think, girl, you should try it. You know, Stranger Hand. Fall asleep on your hand. That way it feels like a stranger is touching you.
I thought you meant like scary movie, like the guy with
No.
No, it's
turkey.
it's a numb hand. Well, you could stuff your turkey. Jules, try it. Try Stranger Hand. See what it goes.
Research purposes.
And then jump off the 13th floor. JD, do Stranger Hand. Michael, you do Stranger
No,
Hand
man.
too.
No.
FaceTime each other. It'll be dope.
at the same time.
At the same time.
No,
Okay,
no.
call it out. No? You good?
No, I'm staying away from
Oh my
Stranger
God.
Hand.
Yeah.
That's
all right, try
your
Stranger.
thing.
All right, life advice. Life advice.
Life advice time.
All right, Stranger Hand. Life advice.
Sick fuck, dude.
Okay. I am uncomfortable. Okay, from Jack's Backs, we got a question that says, should you date people with the other political view as you? The opposite political view.
Oh,
Oh.
that's a good one.
Well, don't think.
All right. Life advice. She's going to spin the wheel. Who's going to give life advice? Who was it again? Jacko?
Jack's Backs.
Jack's Backs. Jack's Backs.
Jack's
Now, there's only
back.
one teacher on that wheel. One teacher on
Ah,
that
son of a
wheel.
bitch. Keep going.
Oh, nice.
See, Stranger Hand would say, listen, this is happening to me as I'm meeting people on social network. Predominantly, I'm just on Instagram, but talking to these girls that are on the opposite side of this political fence as I am. So I ask my friend JD a lot of the times, like, bro, since we're single, like, bro, if you start talking to a girl and she doesn't agree with your political views, can you still date this person? I think I've come to find out, JD, going to be going on a date, and I know what her political view is because I saw her post about it. I'm just going to have the discussion because it might be on her. She might not want to date me.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
Might not just be me. Why are you going to be selfish about it? So, Jax Max? Mm-hmm. Jax Max, I don't know if you're already talking to this person because there's different degrees. If you're just going to talk to her like I am on IG, or if you're dating them or you're falling in love, that's a different thing. Like, fuck. Mm-hmm. But if you're attempting to talk to somebody with the opposite political view is, you might want to get that out the way pretty soon before it becomes an infatuation of love, because it might not be just you. She might not want to date you because you don't agree with her political views. That's my opinion anyways.
That's facts.
Within that first, especially the climate right now.
Oh yeah, election years, I always like that. I mean, you guys remember the story I told you about the girl at Hot Chick in Scottsdale? Like, we were just talking at the table, and she goes, it was out of nowhere. We were not even talking about politics, and she goes, "Are you liberal?" And I just was like, "Well."
That's a loaded fucking question.
She's getting it out the way pretty quickly, though.
Yeah.
And she literally goes, "I can't date someone who's a liberal." And so I was like, I didn't really know. I was so thrown off by
I understand where you're coming from, but
that's such a big part.
if it's a big part to her,
If
I
it's a big
respect.
thing, yeah.
She might have really liked you. Like, God, I know I probably like this guy, but let's get this out the way.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's fair enough. Is in coming from a teacher, because I have a degree from Arizona State University, political science. I could teach high schoolers, so I could teach the kids. I think it's all about if your morals conflict.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for me, policy is always okay. I'm totally down with dating someone who has opposing views, because we're human beings.
Yeah.
We all were raised differently. Sometimes the government has been in your favor. Sometimes the government has not been
Absolutely
in your favor.
that.
So I think you have to find out what side of the fence you're on as far as what views mean the most to you. But I'm not opposed to dating a Republican or a Democrat or someone who's independent.
Yeah.
But I think morally, I think it's like when it comes to like a women's choice, I think it's like I'm 10 toes down, and I would say it on a podcast. I would say it, from the rooftop. I'm like, no, I believe a woman should have the right to choose with her own body. That's my opinion.
Yes. So
I'm not
that's the
looking
deal breaker.
And I'm not looking to combat.
Yes.
I think that's the deal breaker for me. If
Yes.
you want to combat with me and not have the healthy discussion, that's where I'm out. If it's like, it's
especially
a hard stop.
if you're meeting people to have a relationship with, because if you're gonna have a relationship with, and maybe you want to have kids, I feel that that's very important to have that conversation. Are we compatible? Because I'm the same as you. Whatever side of the political fence, that's not a deal breaker for me. But I'm 100% what you just said. Yeah. Like, as long as morally, and we could be on the same thing that, hey, we're going to have opposing views on certain things, that's different. But if you might want to start a family, is that important to you? Just as maybe religion, political views, as hot as it is, if you are 10 toes down for one side and they're on the other, then we have issues. But if you're a person like, yeah, let's storm the Capitol again. Yeah, I'm not going to fuck with you. I think J6. J6. If you pro that, I can't fuck with you. But that's my life advice. Get that out the way. Mm-hmm. I don't know. That was kind of quick, that girl you met at Hot Chick, though. Like,
that was crazy.
It literally,
you think that's too quick?
Unprompted.
No.
Yeah, to me, it's
I don't think
too
it's too quick at all. Do you know how fast I'd write off a man? I'm first.
No,
of all,
fair
let
enough.
me,
It's all good.
You know how fast I'd write off a man? Like, if there is a certain physical attribute that I know I do not like, I don't even look in their direction.
Right.
So if that is something that is as important as something she can't see, that's the first thing I would ask you.
Right.
Do you think the way she asked was a little abrasive?
Yeah,
I think it's the way she asked.
The way she asked.
Yeah.
Because it was like she was projecting one side or the other on me.
I
So
see
it was
that.
like, hey, you're not a libertarian. Are you a libertarian? Like, it could have been
Like,
meant
that
in
could
anything.
be so, and like that's the big thing with me, because it's like everything's just so black and white to everybody, and it's just not. Like, if you consider yourself a liberal, you might still agree with like a bunch of conservative policies. You don't know. You have to have that whole conversation. You need to talk about like everything. It's not like you're just liberal or you're just conservative. Like, it's a fucking big ass spectrum, and everybody's like this. Like, it's everywhere.
No, I think that's a great point. And listen, kids.
Oh,
There you go.
he's adjusting himself.
He's about to
Listen,
school
kids,
us.
it's all about critical thinking. I'm just a fan of individuality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think you are entitled to, as an individual, have your own beliefs, and those should be respected. But yeah, if you're looking to like if this is going to be a daily, like where we talk about it daily, that's
Oh
where
no, I'm out.
Yeah.
like it can definitely be,
Bro,
it can
I don't think I've ever agreed with JD so much in my life. Everything you just said, I'd like to see the other. I like to see poke holes in my theory.
Yes, and and that goes with other aspects of your life too. You have to be able to maybe read books you're not interested in. You have to understand the other side of why that person feels that way. So kids, like I said, it's all about being an individual and having your own beliefs.
Yeah, and I think it's about people doing their own research and what they think they believe in. You know, if you're educated and you're doing your research and you relate to whatever that certain stance is, then that's all on you. But it's funny because I had this conversation with my husband as well, and he told me, he was like, you wouldn't, I'm comfortable saying this. So he was like, you wouldn't date someone who's Republican. And I said, no. I don't think I would date a hardcore Trumper. I'm just going to say it. And I was like, there's a difference for me because like JD, it's a moral thing. So for me, I personally relate it to my family, my immigrant family. Like there's little things that are personal to me to where I don't align with the other side, if you will. So I feel like that's kind of just a hard position to be in, and I feel like it's perfect that she did ask right away, because for me too, that's something, if I were dating, I would have to know, because I can't build a house.
What if they were Republican? You're fine with that?
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
It's like you said, if you're gonna storm the Capitol, it ain't me.
Yeah.
It ain't me. So
But your other political views, totally fine with.
yeah, and it has been that way since.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, it's literally been that way. I think it's just these past couple of years it's gone in a little chaotic. And yeah, because when you think about it, you're building a home with someone, you're building a family. So it's like you have to be able to compromise. But I don't really know if there's really a compromise there if there's just two opposing sides.
Are you guys in a household or family? My family is so split. It is crazy. The more I have a big Puerto Rican family. More and more so, finding out more family members are voting Trump. And then most of my family have been Democrats such a long time. So it's almost like 50-50 with my family, which is crazy. Or is it 100 one side in your families?
My Facebook's been going fucking off these past couple of weeks.
Because of your family's going at it?
There's been like cousins blocking other people.
Oh, I hate to see
Everybody's just
it.
been like fucking fighting, and I'm just like, I don't want anything to do
Right.
with
I
Yeah.
get that.
Yeah,
I get
fortunately
that.
for me, my family's pretty much on the same side, so there's
Yeah.
no division in our family.
Yours, JD?
We never really talk about politics. I'm not going to speak for my mother, but my mom definitely has for her own views, for her own reasons. I
Right.
don't ever remember my dad talking about anything politics related,
It's kind of wise.
which is interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. My dad and I have like very long, deep conversations about his views and what I think and everything.
Do you share a lot of the same views with dad, or?
Not all the time.
Okay.
But he's like the only person I think I've ever like came across that I've had like actual healthy political conversations
Yeah.
with. So I like talking to him about it because it kind of teaches me like how to like get in a better way to like
Yeah.
explain how I feel and explain why I disagree or agree. So I don't know. It's difficult because I usually just stay out of it
Yeah.
always because
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want people coming at me. I don't want to go at you. We don't need to like fight about this.
I just hate
It's
people
just
that
as
like
long.
hate each other because of this. It's
That's
just
me
so
too. Yeah.
crazy how they make it into like, I hate you because it's like, no, can't we just have a debate about it or a healthy conversation? I've had a lot of healthy conversations. The last one wasn't really healthy. I feel like this one is a lot more healthier to the people that see other side. And I just listen to like, oh, because my wonder is, and I explain my whole life now in the past year, I would say, I have wonders about things. I want to see the other side of that's not politics. Why do you think that way? It's interesting to me. And like, oh, I was raised that way. Oh, okay. Well, the last time I voted, they screwed me over because of tax bracket. Oh, okay. Now I understand why you became your. And I just had a healthy conversation with my son, Jojo, which was awesome. I feel like you could relate to this, me and my son. My son said something I can kind of relate to. My son, Jojo, very wise for his age. And Jojo is a leader in every aspect. He's like, I wish there was a third candidate. Pretty cool for a 19-year-old. 19-year-old, I didn't give a fuck about politics at 19 years
Oh,
old.
yeah.
And I was like, that's interesting, Joe. He's like, I could see his side. I could see her side on this, and that. I just don't agree with him this. I don't agree with her this. And why isn't she doing this? And I was like, oh, that's interesting. That's an interesting take.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just have the conversation.
I do think it's important. I think it's all about comfortability too. I
Yeah.
feel like I don't know. I just feel like for some reason when I was little, I just remember like the social norm is like, never ask who somebody is voting for. Never like bring it up. Like it was like a conversation that like people were like
taboo.
It was very taboo. And now it's like, if you don't share what your fucking views are, people automatically assume the worst of you. Automatically.
Have you guys seen the footage of the old school debates?
Oh yeah.
They just showed one the other day. It was Barack Obama and I think it
Romney?
was Romney.
Romney?
And they just went up. How you doing? How you doing? Good luck in the debate. Good luck. Like it was very
Or
cordial.
Cheney.
Yes.
Yeah, one of the
Yes.
two. Yeah.
That's
Oh,
when
what
it
was
was
it?
very
It might have
cordial.
been Dick Cheney. Or not Dick
Not
Cheney.
Dick
I'm sorry,
Cheney.
McCain. It might have even
Not
been
McCain. I think the first one you
Okay,
said.
then it was Romney. Mitt Romney.
I think it was Mitt Romney. And it was very cordial. Like,
Right.
they're two men that want to run for president. They want to be the leader of the free world. And it was very like, all right, it's almost like a basketball game. Hey, good luck. Good luck. Let's go at it.
Well, yeah, that's how it used to
It used to
It used to
be.
be like that.
So I feel like it wasn't as crazy, but now there's so much mudslinging and he
It's
did
fucking
this.
social media.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
it's
yeah,
social
no, I
media.
totally
It's
agree.
social media's
Yeah,
fault.
absolutely.
And I think it's, again, people's morals too, because things come out and you just think like, okay, I don't agree with that necessarily.
Right. I want to go back to something Jules just said because I think it's a great point. Even if you are not even comfortable saying your side, I'm actually okay with that too, because if you feel like that's none of my business, then you can still make the decision of like, okay, well, I need to know. Well, I'm not comfortable telling you. Then you can make the decision whether you want to continue talking to that person. But just like your salary, I actually agree with that. Like, if you want to keep that shit to yourself,
Right.
so be it. Because a lot of the times, morally, you can kind of see how someone moves.
Right.
And it's not like you would assume that they're this party or whatever, but you can kind of.
I completely
Yes.
agree with that. I'm like,
Yeah.
just take things up as they come into your relationship.
Yeah.
If a certain policy is being changed or certain laws are being changed, like have the discussion one by one. Because I don't like to just like classify myself as something, because
Right.
then everybody already like knows my opinion all down the bullet list, and that's just not true.
Right.
So I'm just like, you can either like me for what the things that I believe in or not. Like, I'm not putting a label on my forehead. I'm just me.
Because it's deeper. Because each side, if you look at it, there's so many different ways you can view it morally. Whether you're talking about immigration or you're talking about the economy, like you could ping pong all over the place. You know, it's not like what Julia's saying, like where you're all the way down the ticket,
Right.
for one thing. You can.
So let me
definitely
ask you a
have-
question. Me and you are in the same situation. We're meeting people usually through Instagram, and you go out with somebody a few dates, and maybe they are taking their time to give you the political views, and you find out date number 5, and you're coming in after 2 or 3 weeks. Are like, yo, this might be the one, guys. This girl's really dope. She's beautiful. She's awesome. XYZ, and then you find out.
Yeah.
Then what happens?
It's almost like that just fucking happened to me.
Really? That's right.
Hell
Oh
yeah.
boy.
This exact fucking thing just happened.
Is that what?
It was a moral fucking thing. Like,
So-
he was really great, really liked him, and then we started having certain conversations, and I so got turned off
right.
immediately.
So do you think, go back to the life advice for
Yeah.
this guy, day 1, week 1, you should have that before you go on trips together?
No, but that was the thing. He had a different political view than I did. I knew that immediately.
Okay.
I continued to see him. And then it started to become a moral aspect as like life things were to come up, and as we were moving through dates and kind of like a couple of weeks went on, there were certain things that were happening that I was like, I don't fucking agree with that. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't care if you are this or that, but now we're in the gray area.
Yeah,
now.
got you. And I guess that could happen in any relationship. It doesn't have to be politics, right?
No,
it could
it could be
be like, yeah,
anything.
he's a little grubby, and then you
Yeah.
find out he's a fucking slob. You're like,
Right.
yeah, hygiene is very important to me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But
got you.
You guys met him, couldn't dance anyway. So.
Yeah, he couldn't.
Need someone with rhythm. He's probably watching this. I don't really give a fuck.
Let's go. Well, and people change. Like, I remember specifically, there was a person that I used to work with, and she or he was on one side, right? Like 10 toes, even worked for that campaign.
Wow.
Like, helping out. And then years later, completely switched.
Really?
On like key issues that I would think affected him or her. And it was, I've never
That was
seen
wild.
anything like it. And
But
so,
us getting to know each other, you say you grew up conservative.
Definitely. I would definitely say very religious household, very conservative
Right.
beliefs, even tattoos.
Frowned upon.
Yeah. I mean, that was a big deal for me. I didn't have tattoos because I have conservative views
So we're
on
not
my
getting
body.
Friday the 13th flash tattoos together?
No, we're not.
Oh.
I
Sorry. Okay.
Wait, that is Friday the
I was-
13th
yeah.
tattoo, black tattoo.
I was thinking
Sorry
just,
to change the fucking subject.
No. Like, I
was
kind of want to
like-
get one.
I thought JD and I we were both gonna get little J's, but they were actually for like each other and not our own name.
I was just thinking a little J ring, and the
Little
J could
J.
be the
You
diamond.
won't.
The J could be the diamond. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
And then I don't know if you make me hate you, I'll just be like, it's for Julia. It's
Okay.
Not for John.
I'm glad you
I
have
guess-
your out.
It's an easy out. No one would ever know. It's like our secret.
Get the
master
tattoo.
I'm not playing the game. So. No, the in and out one is fine by me. I'll get like a hemp tattoo with you.
Hemp?
The in and out one
Yeah.
all the time. If you don't know, JD has an in and out tattoo colored up on his top of his thigh.
Show
And You like
Show it.
okay? See,
Yeah, show it.
This is what happened. He just pulled
Yeah.
his pants up one day, and I was like, I did not need to see all that.
That's just see that. It's
Kinda, a little bit.
It's a real.
I feel like I'm a
Does he have to
dog, like, in
go?
a fire
Can you see
hydrant.
it?
It's kind of blurry.
It's kind of blurry.
It's
Do you
there.
hear that
It's
a
there.
lot
It's there.
from
What?
women?
Huh?
Can you see it,
Oh yeah.
or do you say that a lot?
I'll
to
just be
women?
like, hey, by the way,
I have an in and out tattoo.
No, that went over your
Something-
head. Sorry.
That should be
gonna
asked before. What's your political view? What tattoos do you have and where?
I asked, what is your in and out order? It's the most important thing to me ever. Well, if you like protein style,
Okay, that's enough out of you.
alright. Jokes.
You were saying something, but I
Yeah.
don't know. You got cut off.
Yeah.
Politics. We could talk forever.
We could. You know who I want to hear from? Donald Trump. Donald Trump. If you met somebody while you're running for office and Melania left you, Donald, and you're dating somebody, another world leader, but they are Democratic, could you still date that person, Donald?
It depends on how many pets they have. I know a lot of pets. Melania's not going anywhere. She's staying.
Oh my god. Jesus.
Oh my God. What a climate we're in right now, man. It is fucking wild, bro.
insane.
As long as you're not forcing it upon the person,
Okay.
you're entitled to have your own views.
Agreed.
As
Can we
long
all
as
agree on
you're-
that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
as long as you are not
Yeah.
forcing it upon somebody, you should be able to individually have your right to choose whatever
Yeah.
political place you are on the spectrum.
We have our right to not like you for it.
And you also have the right to not like that person for it. That is fair enough. That you want to know what
That's
we call
true.
that, kids?
Yes.
You know what we call
Because
that?
that's what I fucking hate. I hate that argument. I hate people who are like, well, I have the right to have this opinion. I'm like, okay, and I have the right to fucking hate you
Yeah.
for it. Like,
Freedom.
it doesn't.
Freedom,
Free
yeah.
will.
We live in America. It's
That's why
free.
we love America, right?
It's free to have your opinion, free not to like you for that opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. But me personally, I couldn't date someone probably if they were like extreme one side or the other.
Okay.
Even if they were the beliefs that I believe in, I don't think I could date someone who's like.
I don't like extremists
Extreme.
on
Yeah.
either side.
Even if it's your side.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Oh, that's a great point, right?
don't think I
Extremists
could do
scare
that.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like charging the Capitol shit. And even on the other side, they do some extreme shit like,
I'm like, relax.
Yeah, exactly.
Like have your
just go vote.
right. There's
Vote.
reasons why there are things up on the side so
Yes.
nobody knows.
Vote, shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah. Register to vote.
Yeah.
By the way.
And shouts to JD. He's going to be DJing at some of the polling stations.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hopefully
let's go.
in T-Town, my hometown of Tolleson.
Yeah, it's called. Is it called DJ?
DJ the Polls or
DJ
something
the
like
Polls.
that.
Yeah. So I like Sienna nominated.
Yeah, I got a text because I don't live in Tolleson anymore, but I guess I still get the mass text. And so I texted it to JD and I said, I'm going to sign you up for this. And I
DJ the
did.
Polls.
DJ
What
the
the fuck are
Polls.
you gonna play? Are you gonna play like a house mix of like God Bless America, like God bless
Some little Bruce Springsteen.
Oh God, I would hope not. You're gonna get kicked out of Tolleson. Please do not fucking play that.
No,
I could
that-
just
it's-
see like
You gotta play. I feel like wedding stuff. I don't know because tensions are gonna be so high
guess.
that I
Yeah,
feel
you got to
like,
keep it light.
Yeah, I'd like maybe some Bob Marley.
You got to do that. Sweet Caroline. Da, da,
you
da.
see everybody's heads pop up. Like,
I'm just telling you, in that demographic, I'm not sure, but okay.
Yeah, I have to be careful depending on what I'm playing. Yeah, dude, they're paying and everything. It's actually kind of cool.
oh my God, you're gonna play To the Left by Beyonce.
Oh my god.
Don't do that.
Listen, there are so many. Yeah, I mean, Taylor Swift just endorsed one side. So
Yeah.
like, yeah, I think you have to be very careful. It's crazy. Yeah, I have to be careful when
Yeah.
when I'm playing because, like I said, it is going to be tensions are going to be high.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Maybe,
I feel like
maybe
they
if I play both sides, like
Yeah,
if
yeah,
I,
you have
Yes.
to.
yeah.
Yeah.
To the left, those really make me laugh. Everything you own in the box to the left.
To the left. Yeah, it's either FDT and then God bless the USA.
Yeah.
Like I gotta go in between
DT.
both. Yeah,
YFC. Yeah, you gotta hit that.
You gotta
like
fight.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
There it is.
Not the
Then
dance.
you gotta point.
Not the dance.
You gotta do that. I can't wait for that, bro.
Hey, that might be a good spot to pick up some singles.
Right.
Is the polling locations.
Yeah, he wanted to say ho. Did you see him?
No, I did not want to say that.
He's gonna get
No.
some
He wanted to say that.
no.
Might be a spot to pick up some people.
If you hear nice coming across the gym that you're
Yeah, I'm
voting
like
in.
talking on the mic and be like, hey, if you're voting left side over here, right side over here.
Oh
great.
man! All right. Well, make sure you subscribe to the Aftermath podcast. I do want to say, make sure if you're a first time on the podcast, watch the Drunken podcast a couple episodes ago. I'm still getting hit up. That's a lot of people's favorite. We got to do that again. We might have to do that once a month because that's everyone's favorite.
Once
a month.
Yes.
I
Yes.
did not fucking survive that day.
So awesome. It
I
was
need
so
like
good.
a year to recover from that.
That's a yearly thing, man. We got to make people earn that pod.
Yes.
Oh, I was gonna say like every 3 months, maybe.
Oh my
Quarterly?
God.
Maybe not a month, but like.
I
maybe
mean, you will do it.
Yeah, we'll
Drunken-
hold it down, Joey.
Yeah, we'll hold it down.
We get 2 bottles of champagne each this time.
But subscribe, hit the notifications, drop a comment, like, what have you, and we'll see you back on the radio. It's the Aftermath podcast, y'all.
The Aftermath.